Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently working on expanding our coastal empire. Our goal, of course, is to conquer every coastal province in the game, or more specifically, every coastal province that can be reached by ship. So here's a question. Does the Caspian Sea count? You can embark into the Caspian Sea, and you can go in via this river. Well, I think the answer to that is every province that we can reach from our capital, which is not going to change, without landing on the shore, with the exception of this coast down here. And that is exceptionalized because of this mare incognitum here. So we are allowed to push down here to this coast for that exception only. Now, there is another exception, actually, and that is the complete and utter lack of Suez Canal. In this particular case, we are allowed to land here and embark here. Both of these are coastal provinces, or all of these are considered coastal provinces, right? So they're all legal for us to have, and then we can embark here. So essentially what I'm saying is, does the Caspian Sea count? Because everything down here does, everything down here does. But these are both oceans, right? You've got the Atlantic Ocean here and the Indian Ocean here. And the Caspian Sea is not an ocean. That's for sure. I want to follow this river. Where does this actually terminate at? It comes up over this way. There is a direct connection to the Gulf of Finland. So the Caspian Sea does actually count. Cool. However, the Aral Sea does not. That's an inland sea for purposes of what we're looking at here. Excellent. Sounds good. So, where are we going to expand to next? Well, we're above our vassal limit. We can also raise a runestone, which we'll go ahead and do. And I don't really care where we put that. We have a perk available here. We will take fearful troops or detailed ledgers. We'll take detailed ledgers for right now. That'll be fine. And we are above our vassal limit, and that's unsurprising, given what we see here. So we're going to drop a kingdom title here. This will go over to this lady. It's not a recent title. We want to grant the Kingdom of Egypt. There you go. Fantastic. Problem solved. No problem there for now. Are we still truce to the Byzantines? The answer is no. We are not. If it wasn't for our weird rule set, I would 100% go for the Despotate of Bulgaria here. That is a really good claim. That said, how much of this are we actually legally able to hold? All of this up here. All of this down here. None of this. Literally none of this up until this river. A huge chunk of this we're not allowed to hold. So I doubt we're going to go after that. And this duchy is legal for us. Most of this is illegal. So that's not a good option. What duchy is this? Over here. That duchy is not very legal. That was the same guy. What do we got here? Just a county? I don't really care about that. So, hypothetically, what other duchies do we have? Ephesus is a pretty good one. And there's only 2 counties here, but that's a pretty good one for us. We've got Croatia up here, which is mediocre. These are all legal. This one is not. This duchy we already looked at. Athens is a pretty decent one. Bulgaria, not so much. Kefalonia, that one's okay. Achaia is a pretty good one. If we're going to do that, though, I think I'd do that after Athens. Just because I'd like to link this all up. So let's go ahead and go for Athens here. Beautiful. We see their army right here, which is reasonably convenient. We can raise up our force here. We'll raise men-at-arms and a few levy troops. They have about 10k in total. So that sounds good. An ally did join that war. No real problem. Cool. So we'll group all these together and get our mangonels and our levies split off here. We'll send these guys down over to the war goal and put in a siege commander if we've got one. We do, but we'd have to pay to recruit him. We'll not pay and have this guy. Now I'm wondering where these guys are planning to go. We're going to embark here and see if we can catch this force. Nicaea, huh? Interesting. We'll head over there and see if we can catch them. That'd be amazing. She learned Norse. Good for her. And we'll begin our siege over here momentarily. Now, they're running off. We don't want to chase them too deep here. So we're probably going to back off to Abydos. Actually, we hold Abydos. That's our location. We might... Where's their capital at these days? Way out over here and currently occupied. Okay. Awkward capital location for sure. We'll start up a slow siege here. We're probably not going to continue this for too long, but it's only a 6-month siege. So that's not too bad. Okay. We're not going to convert to Old Daskaru. Definitely not. And we'll take that guy's gold. Fantastic. So we're at 7% war score right now, right? It's not particularly high. But I would be absolutely delighted to welcome this into our coastal province collection. And we're actually going to finish up this siege pretty quickly. We could go after their capital here. Reasonably easily. So, what path is it going to have us go here? Yes, this is the exact path I was thinking of. Fantastic. That'll do. Okay, cool. We don't need additional concubines. That's for sure. We've got plenty of children. Speaking of children, this succession is potentially a problem. We are going to, of course, disinherit this son. Cool. We're going to finish up this siege, and then we'll head into Corinthos. There we go. Fantastic. And then down over here, we're going to hit their capital. 6 months on that. Sounds good. We're going to take pretty heavy attrition up here, but it is what it is. I mean, we could back off some of these forces. Some pretty grim supply limits over here, for sure. I think we'll just chill. 5 months left. It shouldn't be too bad. In theory. Right? In theory. I hope. It might be too bad. Okay, we're going to continue to siege over here. The real question, of course, is when are we going to get into the High Medieval era? 10 months. Fascinating. So I don't really care too much about hereditary rule or royal prerogative. Well, I do kind of care about royal prerogative. Bailiffs is pretty good too. Hereditary rule and communal government we're going to probably not do. And arched saddle I don't really care that much about either. We're not using armored horsemen and we're not planning to use armored horsemen. So I think we will not do that for now. We finish up that siege. We actually got a crown out of that. Remember, we don't have a crown. Or we did. We got a crown at some point, but this is a way better crown. So that's fantastic. We're going to put on this Persian mail too. That's nice. And of course, we've got this regalia that we can repair. What do we have for weapons here? Nothing too great. We can repair the morsel of St. David. and our various other bits that we have equipped here. There we go. And in our royal court, we do have an event here. Sure, we'll gain some court grandeur. We're now maxed on court grandeur. We're going to take these guys down to Cyprus here to get them a little resupplied. They'll be nice and safe there. We're 94% war score right now, actually, and that means that this siege or ticking war score will end it. Cool. It's definitely going to be this siege. The Omen. We had a bad omen. Well, we have an heir that's good to go, so that's okay. Our heir is currently unmarried, and we definitely want somebody like... I don't love the club-footed here. That's a congenital trait. We could go with, like, intelligent. That's not a bad option. Matrilineal is pre-checked. I like it. And let's do it. Of course, this war is now over, and we will enforce our demands there. Disband our troops, and grant these on out. Cool. There we go. And we can also grant this duke over. Cool. We can change this Jarl's contract. We will take feudal taxes. Actually, no, we're going to take feudal levies. We're doing okay on cash. I'm not concerned about that. Beautiful. So that gives us a nice additional chunk of Mediterranean coast. Other chunks of Mediterranean coast we're interested in going after is this guy's chunk. There's Acre here that we'd like to take. And just get this linked up. And then after that, we're going to go for these up here. That's going to be an additional 2 wars, I believe, unless we end up getting something that we can do. We've got Antioch. That gets us that. And then Cilicia. Yeah. This will have to be granted out, but 2 wars from there. So that's not bad. We are going to do a county conquer down here. There we go. And we'll raise up our troops over here. How many men does he have again? I need to look on that first page for that, but 21,000 right now. He also hires a holy order and brings in troops, so he's actually got 31,000 here. We're going to have to raise up basically everyone. Okay, should be fine. We can always hire mercs or a holy order if we need to. In fact, a holy order is maybe not the worst idea here. There are none. Okay. Well, that's fine. Cool. So we've got our troops good to go, and we will, of course, split off our mangonels and a few levy troops. Not that many. There we go. They'll head up over here. We will get our siege commander so we can get ticking war score quickly. And now the question is, where did their army go? We saw them go northward here. But I don't exactly know where they are. So we'll finish up this siege here, and then we'll come in over this way. Finish up this one. 35 days here. No, that's too expensive. Okay. Hey, the High Medieval era has been joined. We want to keep working on a few early medieval techs for now, but we're getting close to done with what we want here. So that's good. At this point, we will head in over here. Where is their army? I guess we'll split a bit here and allow ourselves to get some supplies. There we go. And then we'll head for their capital after we siege this. We could have headed for their capital right then, actually. Our daughter learned a language. Okay. Where indeed are they? They don't appear to be opposing us at all. Are they in another war? No, this is the only war they're in. I am confused at what they're doing. Where's their leader? Is he leading the army? No, he is in his capital here. He's just chilling in here. We might capture him, and this might end the war. You want a truce. Nubia. Nubia wants a truce. I mean, eventually we're going to need to take this over here. But we're not going to be targeting that for a while. So that's okay. And we captured their heir. They just never fought us. Well, that was strange. Okay. Sure. Well, our collection of Mediterranean coastal provinces is continuing to grow. This is impassable terrain down here, which is kind of funny, but that's not actually anything that's a problem for us. For the time being, we can definitely grab It Is My Domain here. Now, where are my loyal subjects? I want to double check that we have all of our constructions up here done. We don't, actually. So let's get all of these building if they're not maxed out. That is a high priority. In fact, this temple has a long ways to go. Most of these are either maxed out or very close to it, though. Cool. Okay, so we'll let that go. And we can grab some dread here. Consider it done. You want a ransom? Done. Cool. Our vassals are pushing in over here, it feels like. But that's fine. As far as West Francia goes, I would like to continue to grab some collection on this northern coast. That's de jure over here, but we're not too concerned about that right now. Again, under most circumstances, I would do this. But it's not what we're looking to do this time. It's a very good claim. But okay, we're going to pass up on that. What I'm looking for is the Duchy of Flanders here. Cool. We will have to grant this out, but that's fine. They have like 7,500 troops. So we're going to raise up over here. And we don't need many. That's more than enough. We're going to split off our siege forces. There we go. Put in our siege commander. And they'll go up over this way. While our main force comes and crushes the French force, which is conveniently right here. And they have a breach as well. If we can catch them here, then we can take over the siege. Which is amazing. I like it. 10 months on that. I like that less, but okay, sure. So we are going to have to grant out this county. We can't hold it, but that's okay. Fantastic. We're definitely making good progress on our coasts. Our coastline is progressing nicely, and I like it. That's absolutely great. We have a large breach here, and that will finish up shortly. Okay. When is this siege going to be done? 5 more months yet. Okay. They're sieging down here. After we're done with this siege, we're going to come after them. They might finish this. We'll see. We could assault. I think that's worth it. Done. Now we're going to come down here and fight them. We finished up our siege here. We're at 91% war score at this moment. This may end it. What are we at for Battle War score? We can only get 7 more from Battle War score, so this won't end it unless we capture their leader. This neighboring ruler wants to challenge us to a rousing game of chess. We accept. He's already waiting to begin our little chess match. Sat waiting with a competitive grimace writ large across his features. We're neck and neck, though neither of us is even close to victory. I genuinely don't know which is easier, laments my opponent, beating you at chess or telling the tale of your embarrassing loss. So we can either do a martial skill option, an intrigue skill, or a learning skill option. We're best at stewardship. But given the other options here, learning appears to be the way to go. You think you can outthink me? In chess, learning is countered by martial. He's got very high learning. Okay, so maybe we should go for Marshall. A strong sword arm is a strong die arm. Our match marches on, Nuri continuing to play with a play straight out of Legend. Naturally, my techniques cunningly foil my opponent. He's starting to win, though neither of us is even close to victory. By Allah, you don't put up much of a fight, do you? Exclaims my opponent bluntly. Well, what are we, Intrigue is countered by learning. He has very high learning. His intrigue is not very high. So I think we keep focusing in on Marshall, because his intrigue is bad. If I'm understanding how this works correctly. I may not be. Our march marches on, but we foiled our opponent. He's starting to win. And he's continuing to trash talk. I think we keep going with Marshall. Okay, he countered us. And he could triumph at any second. Sure. So intrigue is countered by learning, which his learning is very, very high. His martial isn't all that high. So we're going to go for learning here. Okay, we lost. That's fine. I think I was misunderstanding how that counter system wins. I'll have to research that. That's okay. We don't really care. Do we agree that it's a good game? Yeah, we do. He made an obscene gesture and left. What a jerk. Okay. Well, we'll beat these guys up a bit, and we'll come on down over here. This siege ends, and that means that the war does too. Cool. So now we have to grant independence to this man. And so we shall. We'll disband our troops, and we will grant out all of these titles. That did not go well. We're going to try that again. There we go. Cool. Okay, so that's a decent amount of coastal provinces there. Of course, we are above our vassal limit, and we'll need to do something about that. Let's see. We could grant out the Kingdom of Italy here, and I think that that's a good idea. So we'll give that to Jarl Sif. She is our cousin, apparently. Here you go. Fantastic. A bunch of vassals go with. Perfect. Excellent. So we now have a contiguous coastline from here to here. And then we have good chunks of coastline here, a contiguous coastline from here to here. That's definitely going well. Definitely going well. We're going to need to carve more chunks out of the Byzantine Empire, of course. And we're going to have to fight for this and take a lot of Maghreb coastline. And a lot out over here, too. That's going to be a little awkward to get, I think, but we'll see. We will see. This does seem like a reasonable time to put a cut in, though, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue to expand our coastline. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, Sigma162, JJ Gamer, Ken2In, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Kadra, Raw Potato, Elmichi Nazi, Justin Everett, Emiliano Cambron, Martin Lawrence, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.